fuck does my mother want?
What a way to start this show. The first thing people are going to hear is the fuck does my mother want from Jack Crosby. Hello, everyone. Welcome to The Distraction. This is an interview that I'll probably have to transcribe this entire show. I'm just going to re-listen to it. I'm going to transcribe everything that is said today. So don't say anything, guys. Don't say anything. What's up, everybody?
I don't know what you're referencing, but it sounds very scary, folks. Jack and I, we are such great pros, and we cherish these episodes. Jack and I, we showed up, 4 hours early, right? Jack, as always, we came in on the StreamYard, we sat ourselves down, we're backstage. We have no way of contacting each other without Jeremy Lambert's permissions. We're just sitting on our own, waiting for each
backstage. No M&Ms, no booze, so I could at least get hammered and say some stupid shit on here.
Yep.
It's just that's egregious. That was TNA level production right there.
It did feel, I must admit, I don't know who that makes. Does that make Jeremy Dixie or Jeff Jarrett? What do we think?
I was going to say Jeff Jarrett.
That's fair. I mean, either way, not ideal, Jeremy Lambert. But it is a busy week, as we know. I did appreciate, folks, that, our fearless leader, Sean Ross Sapp, he did this big tweet, right, Jack? You may have seen this, where he was like, thanks to all the hard-working people on Fightful.com. Yeah. And I was in there, and I kind of thought, well, I'm doing a podcast. That's about it, but that's fine. Folks, we're here today to talk about the Double or Nothing. As you probably know, big pay-per-view go-home shows. Our friend Jack Crosby joins us. Jack, everyone should know you, Hulbert. Come on, introduce yourself. Do that, the political stuff. Get that out of the way.
I mean, I hope the fan base knows me by now. And a little different this time. I asked you guys if I could come on today. I asked permission. Usually you guys very politely ask me, but I reached out to you guys because I took 9 days off of my day job. And this is the first day of that. And I said, what better way to do it than to sit here and chat some AEW Double or Nothing with the lads?
It's tremendous. We appreciate that, Jack. It should be noted, folks, and we don't need to get soppy here, right? We don't need to get sappy. We are professional wrestling fans, and boy, are we great with our emotions, right? But it's worth saying. We want Jack to be there often because he's one of the great guests we've had. I never want Jack to be just part of the furniture. You're a special piece of this thing, man. You're integral. You're one of the original guys that endorsed this show. We are always thankful to you. I know the people love it too. Double or Nothing. Opening up here, Jeremy. You can jump in on this if you would like to. But Jack, just before we get into what's going on in this show,
can I? What are we doing here, guys? We're
talking about Double or Nothing. I was just gonna lead it because I feel like you've had a very, very busy day. So I was gonna just guide us through this. Jack.
Yeah, if you guys want to talk like Money in the Bank or some shit, I'm out.
Yeah, we're not doing it.
Okay.
So I was just going to
let me do plugs and stuff. Joseph,
I didn't want to, Jeremy. I was trying to
let Jeremy, as the boys say, let him get his shit in.
What are we doing on this show, guys? Jack Crosby's here Did you guys introduce Jack already? Did we already do this?
Yes.
Okay. Jack, what are you drinking?
Water.
Okay. Guys, send in your super chats. Say nice things. You get your question, comment, statement read on air. JJ says, hello to my favorite big stars. Welcome, Jack. Always good to have you on the show. Love you both for the work you provide us. And Mike Sanders is fine. He's above average, JJ. He's above average.
Yes.
JR has sent a super chat that has no message. So
agreed. Well, I'm fine.
I assume it's this message here. Crosby rules GOAT. I mean, he's out of the playoffs, so he's not that great, honestly.
Tremendous deep
pop.
cut.
Hockey pop there. We're here to talk AEW Double or Nothing. AEW Double or Nothing. Guys, it's been a long day. All right? It's been a long day. Do you know how many Cody interviews, how many Cody words I had to transcribe today? Alexander Wolf, Billy Royce, Peyton K. Those are their names, right?
Yeah, that's yeah.
AEW Double or Nothing. Jack is here. Usually he's only here for the big four WWE, but I mean WWE's it's dead, right? Isn't that the word on the streets?
Yeah,
I will not. I'm not going to promise every show, but when they have crowds back, I'll watch the first SmackDown back. I'll watch the first Raw with crowds back. The pay-per-views and stuff, but I'm still not going to get into this week.
Jack, I'm gonna be at the second SmackDown with crowds back. I'm gonna be there.
Where is it?
In Cleveland.
Oh, I saw that. It's what either yesterday or today. I saw that. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, you're gonna watch, and you should watch that one, the second one, and look for me. I'll wave to you. I'll have a big sign that says Jack Crosby the GOAT. All right.
Take that shit away from me.
Are these?
I'll just say Crosby the GOAT. They don't know. They could think I'm talking about Sid. What are they going to take away my sign that's talking about Sidney Crosby in Cleveland?
These shows are all full capacity, right?
I believe so.
In these arenas?
I don't know. I got the hookups, yo. I got I know some people who know some people.
Wow, I thought Mark Carano had lost his job. Anyway.
He still knows people, Joseph. He still knows people.
Jeremy, you ready for me to set this thing up again? Because I know that you need to get your shit in, but I feel like you haven't actually got the shit in. So
Bud Ryan says, welcome back, Jack. Excited for some more nonsense from the lads. Thanks for you two putting over my stupid content I make for you. Can't wait for AEW Double or Nothing. Why can I not speak today? It's really great that
AEW Double or Nothing. AEW Double or Nothing. AEW Double or Nothing. See, what did I get there? 3.5?
It's generous, but okay.
It's really great that do audio content and can't actually talk. AEW Double or Nothing. Joseph, go ahead. Lead this show. I'm gonna sit in the corner. I'm taking a real spot today.
That was the shit you had to get in.
I had to, tell people to get in super chats. Go to youtube.com/Fightful. You're here now. Go to Distraction Choice. Sign up. Give us your money. Okay. Do all those things.
Okay, good. I think, look, you know how we do these things, guys. We're not like match by match. We're modern, right? We change the game, 3-pointers and all that stuff. But I do think it's worth setting things up because Jack obviously isn't here weekly. Jack, how excited are you? Just kind of general take on this pay-per-view. We've had a lot of opinions on its build, the good, the bad. We're a couple of days away now. Are you fired up, or are you like, hey, it should be cool? I'm intrigued. Where are you at?
Fired up alone on the card. Like if this was still just a pandemic era card, fired up about that. But even more so because of the full capacity thing, because that our beloved Godfather Tony Khan is going to do some wild shit on Sunday. To WWE, they're like, we got something really good planned, and it turns out to be a dud. But even Tony said today, or within the last few days, whenever I saw it, he said it, he has some surprises in store, and I believe him because they're going to want to go full bang with if they're going to have a packed house. This isn't going to fall flat. Just don't do a barbed wire death match.
Right, and so here's the thing: I wasn't going to start here. But you've kind of laid it up, so we'll go for it, okay? This is a big element to this pay-per-view, I feel like, because we know that last time we had the Christian Cage thing, which Jack and I nearly halted our friendship over because he's very upset, and we went back and forth. We figured things out because we're friends. But that was a big thing, right? And people were disappointed, and everyone debated it. They haven't done the same thing here, clearly. But with Tony Khan's comments, you can tell there's always this sense with the pay-per-views of some big headline, right? You can feel it, can't you? You can feel people, and the free agency pool is as such. So I think that's even more there. Do you think, I'll ask you this way, okay? Jeremy, again, you jump in on this. Come Monday morning, will we be talking about a new signing? Or will it be more of a, oh, that's cool, like a Nick Gage being the Joker in the Battle Royal, which is what I expect. I expect it to be one where it's like, that's neat. Or are we going to be talking about, holy shit, landscape shifting, all of that nonsense? Like, what's your assumption? Jack, what are you thinking?
I think what the big topic is going to be coming out, probably Andrade beating the shit out of Kenny Omega to end the show.
There you go. See, this is why Jack's the best.
And then the speculation, because I then don't think you're going to get one of those graphics that like Andrade El Idolo is all elite. I think they're just going to leave it all. Like Kenny's going to retain probably in the main event, and then Andrade is going to come beat the piss out of him. Especially now that it's out in the open, that there's going to be that AAA championship match. And I think Andrade might be signed. And then they'll let you know eventually that he's on board, because even though he has these independent dates, we know Tony Khan really doesn't care about that. And he's cool with you finishing them or even still doing them if you're part of the company. Especially if you're a bigger name, you get more leeway. But I think if there's one thing I'm leaning towards that I think we're going to see, and I'd really like to see, is probably Andrade showing up and giving Kenny a beat down.
What do you think, Jeremy? You think this is likely? What do you think?
I'm with this. I I thought of Andrade. I didn't like him as like the Joker in the Battle Royal.
No.
Yeah, I'm just like, if you have Andrade, is that really the position you're going to put him in? Is this little Battle Royal gimmick? I like to close the show. Omega stands tall. Here comes Andrade. I don't even know if they need to. Maybe he beats the shit out of him.
And that place would lose its mind.
Yeah.
Especially a full capacity. Yeah.
Yeah. He comes out and sets that. I'm with you. You had me until like he's signed type deal. I think he comes out. I still think Andrade is kind of doing indie tour kind of gimmicks here because I think he still wants to go to ROH and kind of like work with Roosh and everything. Now ROH is going to get crowds back. He's doing the Federation Wrestling, whatever that is with Roosh. But I do think we're going to get an Andrade appearance now and to kind of set up the AAA match. And then Andrade will be used a little bit moving forward as well. I like that. Impact's going to be very disappointed. It's like, wait a second. You've got this guy coming on your show to promote this AAA match, and we couldn't get Rich Swann once? What are we doing here?
Okay, look, I think this leads us to a bigger topic, which isn't Double or Nothing, but I've seen discussed today, which is interesting, right? So it seems like all the public interviews are telling us that more guys are coming. We're expanding the roster. Rampage is coming up. And then my take on Rampage was, sweet, we've got a lot of guys that could do with that TV time. Their take is, let's get some more guys to fill.
Joseph.
What happened?
Your audio. Your robot freezing.
Oh, I don't know why StreamYard's doing this, but I apologize, folks. It's been
what it's worth. You're fine to me.
Oh.
Not missing a beat to me.
Okay, I don't know.
You're fine now. Go ahead.
Okay, whatever. I don't know, folks. It's StreamYard. So they're expanding this roster, it looks like. That's what they're saying. Are we like for this as a move or against it? Because I don't know. I'm kind of torn. I'm not sure how I feel about it. Like I'm for more great wrestlers being on board, but also you got a lot of guys, man.
It concerns me in the respect that if there's one thing we've come to find out about AEW as a company, and we've talked about this, I think virtually every episode we've done together, is that they've proven so far that they're really good at bringing along talent. Mm-hmm. They're really good at it. I mean, shit. The competition, if you want to call them that, has their own friggin' multi-million-dollar performance center. Yet AEW is the one that keeps proving we are really good at pacing these young talents and making sure. So then the concern becomes, if you're signing these big names, veteran names, even guys we like Samoa Joe, Brian, mm-hmm. whatever you want, that's great in theory, and it appeases the TV executives, which AEW has to appeal to, just like WWE does. That's just the way it works. You have to have some kind of concern about the younger talents coming along and getting the shine that they deserve if you're going to stack this place with notable names instead of just making your own.
I agree. And I think if we all love Ricky Starks, right? Distraction alumnus, we all love him. And I think it would be hyperbolic to say, oh, what they're doing with Ricky Starks, they're wasting him. I would never say that. I think they think the world of him. However, his acceleration would be far more prevalent if they didn't have 100 wrestlers. Now, that's not a criticism or a compliment. It's just the reality, right? You have a lot of mouths to feed. So guys like Ricky, I know he's injured right now, I get that, but like they have to kind of bide their time. But then on the other hand, a TK would say to that, dude, Ethan Page came in 2 months ago. He's working Sting this Sunday. So
and you know, the other thing is, I could be wrong. Also, because look what happened when Christian came in. Everyone shit on it because they said, well, this guy, you're going right to the top. Like they were going to TNA him all over again. And I think how they've handled Christian so far is fantastic. And now, is Christian going to wrestle for the AEW title? Probably against Kenny, probably sooner rather than later. Yes. Does Christian deserve that? Yes. Mm-hmm. Off name recognition alone. But the way they're setting it up. It's just like Christian's going to have these. He's going to have his high-profile feuds on his own. He'll get to wrestle Kenny, and then he'll move along to something else high-profile. Like it's not going to be this steal in a top position. So maybe I'm wrong, but then again, if you start to get too much in there, then you have a mix of younger guys that are just kind of all lumped together, and these big veteran names that are all just kind of lumped together, and then you're looking at both saying, all right, what do we do?
I agree. It's interesting. I think that AEW does a lot of stuff that I think as fans, long-time fans, whatever you want to call us, pundits, whatever, some of our reaction is almost like, this is different, right? Like the way that they spread their roster out. I mean, you see guys that are way down the totem pole from the fan perspective, main event Dynamites. So, for example, Varsity Blondes, main event that Dynamite, and it's like, it didn't feel out of place because that's the way they present their show. It's different. So I'm not going to dismiss it, but you mentioned Kenny and Christian, and I think that match is going to happen on a Dynamite in the summer after he wins this Battle Royal, which I think will happen. And I think that's an interesting topic to tackle here. Is like, I've seen a lot of...
Sorry, Joseph.
Go ahead.
Christian and Kenny happens debut episode of Rampage?
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I think that timeline makes sense. The only issue is if he wins this Battle Royal, which he doesn't have to, obviously, but I feel like he kind of should because they're paying Christian an awful lot of money to win a Battle Royal. It feels like it's too long. That's the only thing.
Yeah, August 13th. I mean, it should get a proper build, though, right? Like, that's a month and a half build. Like, it should get a proper build.
I get that. No, I understand it. Either way, I think there's an interesting kind of... I'm seeing people be very split on Kenny as champ, not him, the performer, because I think we all know what Kenny is now, right? If you have issues with the character, you have issues with the character. Awesome pro wrestler, obviously, and like super popular with that audience. I haven't got any complaints about his position. His reign has been a mixed bag, I would say. And my mind goes back to the start of this year when he had that match with Phoenix. And it was like, holy shit, what a TV match. And I remember thinking, you can get some TV main events out of this guy that are special. I could be wrong, folks in the chat, help me out. I'm looking here, but like, has Kenny defended the title since the Moxley match? I mean, look, I know champ doesn't have to always defend it, but it kind of feels like he's just a cog on the wheel when he could feel like what Impact makes him feel like, in fairness. Ironically, Impact treats him as God of Pro Wrestling.
The Moxley match was what, February?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was technically his only the Phoenix match, the Moxley.
And then they had
match.
to do the TNA, they had to do the Impact, the Impact angle.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, technically he defended it. Yeah, technically he defended against Rich Swann. But this goes back to what I said literally the week after he won the title, where there was like no video package to recap his big title win. He comes out at like the 9:30 hour. He gets the big helicopter entrance and whatnot, but he says like 3 words and that was it. Like, he's always felt like this just kind of, he's another guy. He doesn't feel like the actual world champion, whereas Impact presented it like a big deal. Like, Impact did a better job presenting him as AEW champion than AEW did, and now that's always kind of continued. I think it says a lot that, we've discussed this triple threat match. There's no actual build to this triple threat match. It was
Go ahead. No, you had something I was thinking about. I wanted to talk with you guys on the show, since I don't want to be that guy, and I know I'm always about tradition and whatnot, but like Moxley, Orange, and Pac doesn't feel like that's the last match on Sunday. So does it?
If they have Andrade, it definitely is.
No, that's that idea, but like that standing on its own, feels like one of those WWE type things where you're like, yeah, that's the world title match, but probably not the quote unquote main event.
Yeah. So to me, the main event, I've said this many a time, is the tag title match. Okay, but I'm pretty confident in saying that Uncle Dave over there at the Observer reported that it's going to be the Stadium Stampede. So, and because here's the thing with the Stadium Stampede is like, if you're going to do insane shit in that match, it's kind of hard to follow it with a wrestling match. I would not main event with that. I think all 3 of us are going to agree. No, thank you.
Man, that match scares the shit out of me.
To me, if the tag titles are changing here, you got to close with Mox and Eddie with them belts, and everyone going crazy. Imagine a live crowd, Wild Thing playing, tag titles. Like, that's the arc, right? That's the story. But I don't know if that's where we're going. I think that's the big thing, and kind of we all agree this pay-per-view is going to be very good. And we're excited for it. But there is an elephant in the room in the sense that none of us have a doubt at all that Kenny's going to kill it with Orange and Pac, right? 3 very creative wrestlers, 3 very talented wrestlers. Does it have that palpable, big fight feel, intensity kind of... I mean, I vividly remember us all sitting here, guys, when King and Mox was the title program. Remember us booking our finishes? Oh, man, I can't wait for this guy. It's like, that ain't here. This is just a match. Do you think... we all agree this product's strong, but would you say, Jet, that's the biggest criticism you could throw is like, man, 3 months and this is your world title program? Like, it was a little weak, right?
There was a point a few weeks ago where I was thinking to myself, well, what does Kenny do at Double or Nothing? And then when this was what it evolved into, I was kind of like, it was one of those, I'm not disappointed, but it was just kind of those, okay. All right, this works.
Yeah. That was
because but again, as a fan, like most AEW fans, my mind has been completely focused on to how do we get to Hangman beating him in Chicago for that title? How do we get there? Because that's where it's going. That's where we're headed. And especially now I saw today, like they pretty much all outs in Chicago. That's where Hangman does the deal. And that's where AEW has one of its premier moments that's going to be, that hopefully is etched in its history when Hangman pins Kenny for that title.
Yeah.
But it's almost like even this stuff that AEW is trying to give me with the Elite and whatever, I don't care about. Like, I'm like, I don't care. Like, just get me to Hangman and Kenny. Just get me to that match. That's all. That's all I need.
I also think, like, I think there's a very good chance that the Elite stuff is purely there so that Hangman can slay that whole faction. You know, like one by one. Boom, boom,
Which
boom.
is odd.
That's good.
Which is odd because it's kind of the promo they gave Frankie Kazarian this week. It's like I thought, because the first thing I thought to myself was, wait a minute, this is what Hangman should be doing. Hangman should be saying, I'm going to pick you off one by one until I get to him.
Yeah, I did wonder where that was going. I like Frankie a lot. I hope they keep him on television because I think he's very useful. Yeah. But it was one of those ones where you go, well, where are you going to position? Like, maybe Frankie gets a Dynamite title match, dude. I don't know. Like, I know, it's hard to tell. Okay, so do any of us have genuine interest in the Pinnacle versus the Inner Circle?
Jeremy, go ahead.
I am interested to see how they're gonna do like the live element of this, and I guess they're gonna brawl around Daly's place a little bit, but no, it's way too soon after Blood and Guts. Like it all feels very rushed to me. I don't know why they're doing this match right now. Like it should have just kind of ended at Blood and Guts, and then Jericho should have taken time off after that fall instead of coming back 5 days later. And I don't really care, honestly. Jack?
This is one of those. I'm never going to be that person that says that AEW, as much as I love it, is flawless, because this pissed me off. Because you have a stipulation for what was last year. Now, the one example we do have is it's a comedy match. All things considered, you can classify it as a comedy match, Stadium Stampede. Again, only one example to go off of, but that's the only example we have. You have a stipulation where your staple group in this company since the day it premiered on national television is probably going to break up.
Mm-hmm.
You don't do that with that kind of stakes in the Blood and Guts match?
Yeah.
Which proves to me you just rushed it so you could get Blood and Guts on TV, because either you're stupid or TNT asked for it.
But I don't think Inner Circle's losing, though. I'm not
sure. Yeah, I'm not sure Inner Circle's losing either, honestly. Like, I think they win this match.
So I feel like this might have always been the plan. Like, I agree with some of the people in the chat are rightly saying, like, is this reaction to the finish getting panned? Like, we'll make good. But I kind of feel like this was always mapped, because we constantly said on the show, okay, what are these two factions going to do? Like, Double or Nothing. Because Jericho doesn't miss the pay-per-views. He's not going to. He's on a very short list of guys that will not miss pay-per-views. So it's like, I feel like this was always the plan. I just think what happened is, to be honest, and people could say this is being too generous, but I really believe it. I think they initially were going to do Blood and Guts on TV, and they said, we're going to do it. So it's what we said we were going to do. A year late, we'll get to it. And I also think this is a case of us as like old men that watch wrestling, all kind of forgetting that for them, TV is king. You know?
Oh, it is. Yeah,
like,
it is.
And I think that's where our brains are like, Blood and Guts, that's the pay-per-view match. We just may be out of the loop on that. We might be a little bit outdated. I don't know.
It's not that to me. Like, I don't care if you do the Blood and Guts match on pay-per-view. it's just, why do you need to do the Stadium Stampede match less than a month later? Like that's kind of my issue, is like just hold off the Stadium Stampede. I actually agree that like this probably was the plan, Joseph. My issue is like, this shouldn't have been the plan. Come up with a better plan.
100%. I was just kind of responding to the idea as ad lib. I wasn't saying you were wrong. I was just talking generally. No, I agree. Yeah. I've never liked it this way around, but I just think it's a lot of this story to me has been a case of like Jericho's instincts just are a certain way, and you see it come out when he's telling these kind of stories. You know, like doing that segment where they did the sort of Austin beer deal. Like they did that with the bubbly. It's like, I just wouldn't do that. No. You know, like, but I get it. I don't think it's a big deal, but
I wouldn't do it, and I wouldn't do it a week after you did the blood and guts match. It's just it all just felt so rushed.
Isn't it like it's pretty much since the company's inception? Isn't that one thing like you just want? It's like you love your child, but sometimes they just do some things where you're just like. And that's what you do. Every once in a while, you're just like,
that's Jericho's shit, right? I have immense respect.
God, what? This was all great. Why did you have to do that? Like you were being why did you have to put the crayon on the walls?
Yo, I like you prepping for fatherhood, bro. I respect it.
That's the only way my brain works now.
Look, I don't want to. We've started this relatively negatively, folks, and we are all paid by Tony Khan, so we want to stop that now. One match on this card that you like, if it was announced as cancelled right now, you would be most devastated. The match that you need to see. Which one are you going to?
I need the beefy boys. Yeah. I need Will and Archer like I need air to breathe.
I'm excited for this. Yeah, I'm with this. Dude, Miro's turned the corner, right? Where are we at on Miro?
Yeah.
The glaring example of I don't care what anyone says, looking at WWE and saying, was it that freaking hard? Was it really that hard?
Miro did an interview with the New York Post where he was just basically like, my issue, which tremendous quote, my issue is that I'm just too good at everything. And so like, I'm just anything they gave me, like I was just great at it. And my other issue is just like, I just kept saying yes to everything. And so I just became like, I just got fed crap and I made the most out of it. And I became a circus bear, I believe was his actual quote. And like that's the truth, is like this guy, maybe in WWE, who knows, maybe he could have been like, yeah, look, I ain't doing this shit. Like we can do something else. But he kept saying yes. And so people realized, oh man, he's like really good as like a comedy kind of type of guy. Like he can do great at this. And so they just kept doing it. I'm sure if he came in AEW and he didn't want to do like the best man stuff, probably could have been like, that's not gonna work for me, brother. Let's try to do something else with me on my debut here. But he probably just figured, all right, fine, I'll do it. And then hopefully long term, there's a good idea. Fortunately, long term, there was an actual good idea for him. And he is definitely the guy that like everybody has wanted him to be for the past, 5 years now.
I agree. I mean, versatility can be a bad thing sometimes. As silly as it sounds, because if you arm a team of writers with versatility, they will test it to its limits, right? We've seen it with some great pro wrestlers. It is what it is. Sometimes you just need to follow the basic route with him. Now, here's the question, and I don't think this is a big deal. I've seen some discussion, so I think it's worth bringing up. We know Miro's winning this match, right?
Yeah.
Do we think this is where Jake kind of bids farewell to or are we like, is Archer just going to lose and move on? What do we think?
I swear to God, Joseph, I talked to you maybe once before, and that was another thing on my brain. But yes, Jake turns on Lance because there's been too much lately. They only work together as a heel tandem, Jake and Lance, because Jake Roberts is just a goat heel. Like that's who the guy is. Lance now is just this fan favorite. You don't have to call him a traditional baby face, but he's this tweener, just ass kicker that everybody loves because he comes out and he just wants to hurt people, and they love him for it. And Jake now, it's getting. And I've noticed on TV, like Lance isn't even paying attention to him, trying to hold him back. Jake trying to hold him back or anything. I think this is a perfect spot for Jake to screw him over, and then find somebody else for Jake, because I think Jake has been pretty good in the role that they've given him. So find somebody else on that roster that Jake could hitch the wagon to. But I think as far as him and Lance, I think you just leave Lance on his own. So I think Jake turns on him here, and that's how he loses.
Lance is a better promo, I think, than they realized. Lance is confident on the mic, man.
Yeah.
There's a guy that, but I agree with you. There's a guy in that promotion. I can't name one off the top of my head, but there's many a guy that could use Jake. Lance is fine. He's absolutely fine. So, no, I agree with you. I think that match is a standout for sure. Jeremy, one match you don't want to be seen cancelled this week. Like, what's the one I need to see it? I know you love doing this, Jeremy. You get really excited for wrestling matches. What's the one you're looking for? I know
what he's going to say.
What do you think I'm going to say?
Britt.
Yeah, the GOAT. The GOAT. Britt Baker. DMD. She's getting the belt. Finally.
Just last night, I was telling my wife how I'm going to teach our daughter to do the DMD, and I think she just walked out of the room. I did, legit. They had the guy. I said I'm going to teach her how to do the DMD. No, this is going to be Britt's crowning moment, and it's going to be awesome.
It's a big match. This is a very big match for that division. Let me tell you, huge.
It is, and like I have full confidence in him because she does very good, very, very good. And Britt's, I mean, she's proven herself more than enough over the past year. Like their match where Britt got the bloody nose was excellent, and this was before like Britt really became into the character. That was almost the match that like took that character to another level, and then she continued to elevate it from there. Like you can play off of that match. You can really just play off Britt's entire character and year and arc, and I think it's going to be an excellent match.
Here's the thing to look for here. There's a couple big kind of just X factors that interest me as a nerd, okay? The placement of this match, I'm really intrigued to see because we've seen, look, historically, these women's title matches have not got like the best treatment on pay-per-view, right? They get kind of like sandwiched because there's bigger stuff. It's been an issue, I think. And I think Britt should help solve that as champ if she indeed gets the belt, which I think she will. So it's that, but it's also time. Are we giving these women 20 minutes going to have a classic, or are we going to have like a tight, 12-minute where they kick the shit out of each other? I'm not asking this to say which would be better. I'm just saying, like, it's such a fascinating moment for the division where it feels like this is their best shot to, on a pay-per-view card, steal the spotlight, right? We've seen them do it on Dynamite. Now, Thunder Rosa and Britt stole the show and made, like, big-time headlines on Dynamite. It's pay-per-view, man. This is a big opportunity. She does not miss, but she hasn't had a chance to have a true mega hit. This is the one here. I'm confident too, Jack. Do you share our confidence on this being pretty great? I think it should be, right?
I mean, depending on what kind of match they have laid out, minimum 15.
They got 17. They got 17 on Dynamite. Just
they got 17. Okay. So I think a minimum 15 is good. Nothing less than 15.
I'm with you.
Nothing over 20. Stay in that 15-25 window.
Mm-hmm. Stay
in that 15-25 window. You're good. And placement, like you said, I'm going to be really angry if it goes Kenny, Orange and Pac, Britt and Sheeta, Stadium Stampede.
Right.
Don't do that shit. Don't do that. It's, as a matter of fact, I wouldn't be because placement is such. If you wanted to open the show with Britt and Sheeta,
you can't. Here's why you can't open with that, because you're doing the NWA Women's Title match.
Shit! I know. I legit forgot about that.
Yeah, I don't think they're going back to back.
They just
matches like that.
They just announced that yesterday.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, you can't do that.
Because I had the same thought, and then
But in a perfect world, I wouldn't mind them opening the show with it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because that'd be a big moment to pop up.
I agree.
Britt winning the title to pop the first full capacity crowd back is a great idea.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then shit, in that vein, they might do the world title match first.
See, here's the thing.
If you don't have anything big planned, do that first.
I do have a slight fantasy booking suggestion. What do we think about a double turn here, folks? What do we think about the classic tale of, yes, she's arrogant, yes, she's obnoxious, but Britt Baker is so damn tough, the people love her, she wins them over, and then Sheeta does something shitty, She kind of twists the dagger a little bit. I think that could be interesting, man. And then you're really rolling towards Britt winning it as a babyface. I'm tempted by this, guys. I'm going to be honest. I know it's a little bit overcomplicated considering what they could just have a win. But this feels good, right?
It's not the worst idea in the world because I love her to death. Sheeta's title reign, not a lot of people are probably going to remember it.
Yeah, it's shame.
Yeah.
It's shame, but not a lot of people are going to remember it. And AEW fans, we know, are let's call them a very loyal, passionate bunch, without being. And because of that, we look at someone like Britt Baker like she's ours. Like that's our face of this company is Britt Baker. Yes. She has to be our champion.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't boo Britt Baker for much longer.
I agree. That feels, and then I saw like Caden in the chat said, and then you can go to Britt and Jade, and it's like game over. You know, like let's do that, man. I'm in on this. I think look, whatever happens on Sunday, I think Britt is the baby face.
Shit, man, you could because Jade is so like you would have money in Britt having a short title reign, very short. Like she wins it on Sunday, and then I don't know, all out maybe Jade just murders her.
Yeah,
and
Jade is money.
Then you turn that into another. You flip that into another story. Since all things it'll be new. Britt is a fresh, hot baby face on that roster. So then your story is her fighting to get that title back from Jade eventually.
I enjoyed this conversation, guys, but I have to be honest. You're both very rude, and you're going to make me mention the tag title match again so we can discuss it. And I don't respect that. I don't agree with it, but I'll do it
real quickly, Joseph, because I know it's going to be a long conversation. Let's catch up on super chats. Do you want to talk about this match right fast? JJ says worried that Cody's going to beat Ogogo clean.
So am I. I'm terrified. That makes me lose sleep at night. That Cody's not going to do the right thing.
A complete lie.
I haven't slept in weeks.
Did you see the report that Gogo has a broken rib? I don't know if this is a work or a shoot, but apparently Ogogo has a broken rib. Did they use that at all as like, all right, this is their out to beat Ogogo? I think Ogogo should come in there, just knock him out with one punch. And
I want Cody to rig up some kind of system where it looks like he's pissing blood. I want it to look like Cody pissed blood in his trunks. Ogogo hits him so hard. Press a button, then he just starts leaking.
Yeah.
I think Cody's winning, guys. I'm only seeing them get a big deal of it. They did a really great job. I forget which match it was. I want to say it was the one with the Billy Gunn's kid. That match where he hit the body shot, but they did 30 seconds where he was getting hit on the eye and he was shielding himself because that was the thing with Ogogo. That stopped his pro career as a boxer. Yeah, and that was very public here. And he's apparently a very, very famous guy. He's kind of famous, but everyone knows if you know Ogogo, you know the eye thing. You can use that for a great finish, right? You can use the eye. Look, I'm not saying Cody should beat him, but there is a way to do this where Ogogo isn't hurt by it. Ogogo's a rookie, remember? Because the problem is, guys, if Ogogo beats Cody flat, you have to then skyrocket him. And are they ready to do that? I don't know. I don't think it's a big deal, is what I'm basically saying.
I think you can easily do it because Gogo, you did mention he's a rookie. He's a boxer. Yeah. He's got the eye injury. Cody does have a wrestling background. You almost just do it like a Styles Clash type match of Cody shoots in, single, takedown, kind of bullet, bloodies up the eye a little bit, elbows to the ground, 12-6 elbows or something. And then I guess it's a DQ. Then they do a stoppage or something. I think you could do that.
I was going to say stoppage would be the best. Don't pin Ogogo. But if Cody does, and again, I would maybe buy into the whole experience thing, and Cody does end up getting to the eye and he starts working the eye over to the point where the referee's like, oh shit, this guy's going to go blind. I got to do something.
QT throws the towel in.
Yes, I was thinking that when you mentioned protecting Ogogo and some type of stoppage. You do that, and then
basically, there's look. I know that we all love, and Jack was having some fun when he couldn't sleep at night, which is an amazing fault, by the way. You just, oh shit, don't beat him.
Cold sweat. Cody winning clean.
I just think my take on it is there are some matches where a guy needs to win. If you look at AEW's track record, they have earned faith in that regard, but especially with a guy who's wrestled 2 matches. All will be well. Anthony Ogogo, I think, has a bright future, which is the real point of this folks, is how he performs. That's what it's a performance promotion, man. Yeah. And at the end of the day, us on Twitter getting fired up because he said some cool stuff about America's cool. They're going back to arenas. Those fans need to believe that Ogogo is legit and good enough to be on that roster. That's his job right now. That's the truth of it. I know that's probably too inside baseball. We know this fan base is different, right? It's a different time. I mean, that match is interesting, but that delayed me from talking about the tag title match, Jeremy. Have you got any more super chats to derail me before I get to what I want to talk about?
I do. I got a lot of super chats here.
Oh, man.
Ray Callahan says, Nick F. Engage, MDK all fucking day, king of this shit.
I think we see him on. Let me take that back. I don't want to predict that. wouldn't
predicted
shock
that.
me because the dark side of the ring thing really took off and a lot of people started learning about him. Mox is showing up at his shows.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole thing of Nick Gage is he's not going to get punked. So he'll show up at Moxley's house.
I hope he's in the Battle Royal. He used a pizza cutter on somebody.
I'm convinced he's the Joker.
Can you imagine the look on Tony Khan's face? I would love to see just Tony in the back going, oh shit, what did I do?
EVP John Moxley, it's fine. It's all good. Ray Callen says, Moose, Twitter said he'll be there. Attack Kenny. No, Moose also said he was going to NXT. So, look.
Let's just move on.
Jack, what do you think of Moose potentially showing up? You have thoughts on that, buddy?
No.
Good job, Jack. I'm proud of you. Any other super chats for me?
Music and Moonsault says, wonder what the focus group thinks the finish should be.
Oh, man. Cody hits his finish and goes home, baby.
Cody and his focus group of probably 8 white people and Brandy.
Yes. Yeah, look.
Cody's focus group was Brandy and the dogs.
Basically.
Maybe.
I mean, he said, look, he clarified on the media call and was like, oh, I talked to legends and I talked to coaches and everything. Like, yeah, I'm sure Diamond Dallas Page and Dean Malenko were probably like, yeah, this is a great pro. Jake is like, this is a great
You're
pro.
You're doing a great job, fine. Code. Can we ever check?
I'm sure it was fine. Guys, if I missed your super chat, let me know. Use the star gimmick. I think I'm caught up. Joseph, let's talk about Hangman Page and Brian Cage.
No, we're not doing that. We're 42 minutes into this show. I've sat here patiently. I'm anxious. I'm nervous. My friends are telling me the Young Bucks will be leaving Sunday night as the AEW Tag Team Champions. I'm told that I should consider Renee's pregnancy. I'm told that I should consider their heel run. My question is, why are we doing this to me? Can't I just have some joy? Can I not get a grin among the sea of shit that I watch every week? It's the one thing I've cared about. Can we just let them win the tag titles, guys?
No, because, buddy, all out in September. No,
Jack is like, no, buddy,
no, because I'm going back to something we were talking about before about All Out in September. I think All Out's going to be one of those happy-go-lucky baby. I think the Elite is going to lose all their titles at All Out. The Bucks are going to lose tag team titles. Kenny's going to lose the world title. I mean, I know there's only two, but it's going to be one of those. They're going to lose everything the same night.
I agree. The Bucks are going to lose the tag titles to the Dark Order, though, because it's going to be Dark Order night at All Out with Hangman Page.
That'd be so great, wouldn't it?
Joseph's thrilled with this idea. Let's get the title on Evil Uno and Stu.
This is very good stuff, guys. I like it.
It's not even Silver and Johnny or Johnny Reynolds, but
okay, look. I'm going to do some fantasy booking because we brought up Gage earlier. I love that this show is just about Nick Gage exclusively, who's not on the show. There's about 100 wrestlers.
King of this fucking shit.
I think there's a real chance that if Moxley is taking, a leave of absence when Renee's finding the kid is born, all that good stuff. Obviously, God bless in that regard. Jack can relate, of course. I will not be the uncle to John Moxley's kid, will I, Jack? More likely, you've said I am in that position, not for John Moxley. As far as
right? Your Uncle British Joseph.
Okay, good. That's good stuff. Okay, look, I appreciate it.
I think involved in this family?
No. What, Moxley's one or our one?
Either one.
There's a slot for Uncle Jeremy.
All right.
There you go. Can I get to this? Listen, okay. I think there's a real chance that if Moxley is going away for a little bit, that Gage has like a few weeks as Eddie's stand-in tag partner. To which I say, that would be tremendous television. You know? Like, Moxley just trusts Gage to just take my slot for a little bit. I know we hate each other, but, you're the only guy crazy enough. You go do that with Eddie. That would be great, right?
You do that, then that means Nick Gage has to be on Dynamite. If Nick Gage is going to be on Dynamite, then you have to go to TNT and say, I have to talk to you for a minute. Okay, there's this guy. He's got... Look, I can't promise anything.
You could do pre-tapes. You'll be fine. Look, I think genuinely, the Bucks have been very good as the sort of obnoxious, irritating heels, the degenerates, like our pals Hunter and Sean. They're great. But you need to have babyfaces just kick their ass sometimes. And this feels like, for me, a chance for Eddie and Mox to do that. Are you guys both picking the Bucks? I know Jack is. Jeremy, where you at on this?
No, I'm picking Eddie and Mox.
Thanks, mate. I really appreciate that, Jeremy.
I just don't know how you do this arc with Eddie and Mox and it doesn't end with them getting the belts. And I don't think you can stretch it until All Out in Chicago. Like I just don't think it's going any further than that. So I think they're getting the belts on. I actually think we talked about openers. You want to create a moment as an opener. Like you open with this Wild Things, the first music the pay-per-view crowd hears. They come out, everything. They get the belts to kick off the show. That's a big celebration moment. That's a strong way to open the show.
This is what I want, Jeremy. I'm glad you didn't let Jack derail you.
I got you, Joseph. I got you.
There you go. Okay, I think we've kind of hit the big ones. Here's another one, though. One of Jeremy's favorites is a young man attending World War III over 20 years ago. Stang is back, folks. Stang is back in an actual wrestling match. Jack Crosby, you're a respected adult. Here's my question. Give me your ratio of terror for Sting's health and excitement for the Stinger to be back.
I'm excited to see him in front of a crowd. I mean, I enjoyed the match at Revolution. I thought that was pretty cool. I thought it was well done. I thought it was perfect for him. I didn't think this was going to happen. I really did not think they were going to put Sting into a match, even a tag team match. But I guess, live crowds, and if a doctor says he's fine and he could do this, then, who are we? I think they're smart enough to know the limits here. Let Darby do most of the work. Because the story here, the overarching story is Ethan and Darby, pretty much. So tell that story mostly. Let Sting get his shit in, as they say, and then just move on. But do Darby and Sting win again?
This is the big topic, right? I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I didn't even consider them losing this match. Okay, a lot of powers feel like this is a must-win for Scorpio and Ethan. I don't see it that way. Ethan's so new that it's like, I don't know. To me, this is just amazing that he's in this spot. Jack, you've watched Ethan longer than I.
Love Ethan.
This is an unbelievable win for him to be in this match, right? I mean, we all think the world of him as a talent, but this is a serious slot. Sting.
This is big time shit.
This is big shit, man.
This is the big time shit, and I'm happy for that. And Scorpio too, because
absolutely, yeah.
Even when he was still doing the SCU thing, I was one of the people who said, I can't wait till this dude gets a singles run.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait till this guy's on his own. I know he's teaming with Ethan, so to speak, but it's still more like different. Scorpio on his own, doing his own thing.
It's interesting. This might sound hyperbolic, guys, and I didn't watch the whole run. Is this higher on the card than Ethan ever was in Impact Wrestling? Because the North was cool, but
Jeremy, you watch more Impact than I do.
Yeah, if I watch 2 seconds of Impact, I watch more than you.
No, I think. Sure. All right. If I remember correctly from watching Twitter, I think that him and Alexander as tag team champs, I think they had a few main events.
Yeah, they had a nice
great team. They were a great team. But this feels.
But can we stop? And this is my problem. And can we stop pretending Impact? How do I say this?
Be careful, Jack, please. I get enough trouble about this.
Look, it's WWE, AEW, and everybody else. I guess saying, it's almost apples to apples. Like if we're going to ask how high Ethan was on the Impact card, how high was Ethan on the Evolve card?
But this is the thing, though. To me,
I'm sorry, but
do you not think this bodes? I didn't mean this as a negative, by the way, folks. What I'm saying is I think this is a huge positive when it comes to signing talent. That Ethan Page is looking at this going, in 3 months, this is not the kind of match you give to anybody. It's Sting. This is a big. And when I say that, I wasn't knocking Impact. I love the North. I'm just saying, man, that's a serious triumph. There you go, Jeremy.
Yeah,
serious triumph. I don't think they need to win for that reason. I genuinely think it's a case of they're elevated by being in the ring with them. People hate that. I know they hate it. Bro, it's Sting, man. It's a big deal, and Darby's a top guy for them. I think Sting and Darby are winning, but I don't know, Jeremy, split us again on this. Bit of tiebreaker again.
I think Sky and Page are going to pin Darby. That's my. I don't think Sting's taking the fall. I don't think that's going to happen. But I think Darby can kind of. I'm really torn. On one hand, that I could see that happening. On the other hand, it's like, yeah, it's Darby and Sting aren't going to lose. Like Paige and Sky, like Sky has said it too. He's like, oh, we're just kind of like two singles guys who are just in like a tag team right now because it fits and it makes sense. And I don't think there's any long-term plan for Scorpio and Ethan to like continue as a tag team. Whereas Sting and Darby, there's clearly a long-term plan for them to continue this little relationship that they have. And I'm torn on this one. My gut says Darby takes the pinfall though. That's my gut here, and that's what I'm gonna go with.
Let's follow this for a little bit. What's the end game here with Sting and Darby? Are we building to a cinematic match between these two guys? Are we building to an action match?
Yeah.
Where it feels like no one's going to turn heel, but it feels like Sting's going to put Darby over in like a teacher-student, that kind of story.
Yeah.
When do we see that happen?
Yeah.
What do we think?
All out.
All out.
Which is kind of, what's, I just realized, Larry just realized we're doing a show here. All Out. Is that the show that's considered this company's WrestleMania at this point?
Oh, they change it every time.
Every show is considered their WrestleMania. Jack, don't you listen to 300 Cody interviews a week?
He says every pay-per-view week, he's like, I think this is
all right. If we're not listening to focus groups. No, but
Tony Khan's like, this is the best card we've ever put together. All right, guys.
I would agree.
Bottom, this is the best card we've ever put together.
Generally, I would say All Out. If you just ask me, I'd go All Out. Because that's like the root of the promotion.
Yeah.
So I'd say so.
I would say that.
No, because my brain.
I don't think they actually have one.
Right. It's like, but my brain is, but like, as we talk about the outcomes of these matches on Sunday, my brain keeps going to All Out. It's like, well, it's almost because at All Out. Because at All Out. And I just realized, I'm like, wait a minute.
So, do you look? I don't want to revisit this because it caused me a lot of pain last time. Do you guys actually think the Dark Order are winning the tag titles? I know you don't, Jeremy. Jack, do you actually believe this? Who do you think is winning these tag titles? I'm really scared.
Yeah,
but concerns me.
I mean, if they do though, it's got to be Silver and Reynolds.
It's going to be Silver and Reynolds, isn't it?
It's got to be Silver and Reynolds if you're going to.
I threw it out there as a joke, and now I'm in Joseph's head about Dark Order potentially winning the tag titles.
I'm shook, bro. I'm shook. I'm real shook. Here's one for you, folks.
Joseph, TK just DM'd me and said, "Don't worry about anything." All right.
Love you, bro. I love you. By the way, that last bonus, let me tell you. Now, here's a hot take that's not a hot take at all because everyone that knows the match is happening has said this already, but I'm going to repeat it and pretend it's mine. Bro, Serena Deeb and Riho could be the best actual wrestling match on the show. Serena Deeb is killer. There is not enough talk. And look, there's a lot of talk. But there's still not enough about how great she's been in this run. No. This is one of the best signings. Genuinely one of their best signings. And it was such a smart, canny play, right? A coach who hadn't wrestled in a few years comes straight in as one of your best workers. We all think Serena's keeping the belt, or we can rehost. I haven't even thought about the result. What do you think, Jack?
No, Serena will keep it.
Sorry, that was rather rude on my part, right? I was like really excited for it and never thought about the result. Carry on.
No, Serena retains here. She's doing an incredible job. She's a joy to work in the ring. She's like,
oh man,
you just sit back and just enjoy the work she's doing. Just like last Wednesday, like that. She's phenomenal. I mean, for WWE to let her slip through the cracks again, that's one of those. That's on you guys. You screwed up there.
It's so look. I never like to make these shows Fed Dead and all that stuff, but
it's on Twitter.
It is kind of exactly. It's kind of awkward when you look at the main roster matches and you're like, the in-ring standard is so far below Serena Deeb's skill level.
Yeah.
Miles behind. But if a year ago or whatever it is, 18 months ago, you went to Bruce Prichard and was like, the head coach or one of the 12 coaches at the PC, she's a better worker than all these women. He'd be like, yeah, but we're doing an angle with Carmella and Billie Kay, And he's like, these people are talented people. I'm not knocking them. It's just, it's kind of befuddling to me. I have to admit, I do find myself amused by the idea that if she never gets cut, guys, we don't probably see her wrestle ever again.
Because I don't think
bizarre.
I don't think a lot of people would argue with you. That's one of the glaring differences between the two companies is that when WWE is on a track, they're not going to get off that track. It doesn't matter if there's bodies in front of it, a low bridge. They're not getting off that track.
This is a Braun Strowman reference.
AEW has proven that if they feel or something's not working, they just go, okay, enough of that. Let's go this way instead. Like, I mean, and this is dating back to when the company was brand new with the Nightmare Collective bullshit. When they were like, hey man, this shit sucks.
No Nightmare Collective slander, all right?
Luther, man. Come on, he's part of the family. Luther.
Yeah, we can't slander the Nightmare Collective.
AEW's just so good at saying, like, this doesn't work. Like, the way the Dark Order was presented before Brody got there. It was like, this shit sucks, man. Brody gets in there, and Brody, come to find out, Brody's one, like, look, what if this group is this instead? And then, boom. It's like, okay, everybody loves the Dark Order now.
Mate, look, in fear of taking the tone down on this, because it's a very joyous show, it can't be stressed enough, like, how great Brody was for that faction. Just did an immense job, influenced it in ways that I think still we're feeling to this day. It is incredible.
Breaks my heart that we'll never see what was going to happen in the near future. It really does. Breaks my heart because that was going in such a great direction with him as this friggin' leader that just abused the shit out of them mentally.
He was incredible. Like, I always remember, again, folks, I'm sorry, I know you don't want to cry about Bradley right now, but like, we're just talking, Do you guys remember that like 14-man tag they did where it was like all of the Dark Order? And it was like, I looked at this shit and was like, bro, this is going to be a mess. And they told this beautiful story where like Brody was actually directing traffic and like leading the trip. That to me was when I knew, Brody's clicked. Like, he's ready to go. It's such a shame. But I think we've covered every match, but Hangman and like Cage is just a match, right? Am I being unfair? It'll be a cool match, but it's kind of it's a match.
Again, everything. This is the Hangman World Title tour, and Brian Cage is a stop on that tour. And I love what they did where they gave Brian a win over him, because along this, like, I love, because I thought at first, and I wasn't going to be mad at this, if Hangman's path to the title was undefeated from now until All Out or whenever, who knows? But if he went undefeated, that was cool with me. But I like the dynamic of they put him in there with this freak, and Brian beats him. So now you're giving Cage an obstacle along the way to go, okay, I hit a bit of a roadblock here. Now I got to get past this big dude real quick, and then I can keep walking down the path towards Kenny. So I like this. I like the match. A lot of people hate. I don't hate Brian. I think Brian Cage is good for a pro wrestling company. I really do. I really believe that.
It's somewhat complicated, but you also like Karrion Kross. So.
I was about to say the same thing.
Layers. That's why I like that. He can't be bullied into opinions. He sticks to he holds his cards.
I'm not, and I try to get bullied by everyone. No, I'm sticking to that. Cross and Scarlet rule.
We're not getting into this now. We're not doing it.
700,000 Karrion Kross. Tremendous,
here we go.
Tremendous champion.
That's very rude. Before, I know that Bob's coming momentarily, but I do want to say the one thing that was great about Cage beating Hangman 2, it allowed him to do that little piece of storytelling where, like, Hangman had lost, but the Dark Order still thought he was awesome, right? Whereas traditionally he always felt like he was letting the Elite down. Now he's surrounded by little John Silver and all these guys that love him. They think the world of Hangman. Good shit, man. Like, when Hangman finally gets that belt, it'll be such a satisfying. It'll be so great. Yeah, I agree. It'll be wonderful.
It'll also, that bit where the Dark Order still likes him, and they protected Hangman in that match by having him get jumped beforehand. And so it was like, okay, it's not a clean win. That way you have a justification for a rematch. One-on-one, healthy, nobody gets attacked beforehand. Who's the better man? So it works. It's almost like a throwaway match on this card, but there's actually some meat to this match, which is good.
It's just the perfection of it really tugs at my heartstrings, because Hangman Page is the face of this company. He might not be slotted in that position, but we knew from day one. I said, a lot of people talked about it when AEW came to be in January 2018 or whatever, 2019. Everybody said Hangman Page is the face of this company. It's not Cody. It's not the Bucks. It's not Kenny. Hangman Page is the face of this company. It's what, 26 years old? He's only 26, 27.
I feel like he's older, Jack, but I'm going to let you roll. Keep going.
Hangman Page.
No, Hangman. Oh, yeah. Jeremy, looked at it. I'm pretty sure Hangman's pretty young.
Jeremy's going to be like, he's 45 years of age.
Yeah, he's 29. He's 29.
29.
That's good. 27 when it started. There you go.
Look,
he'll be 30 in 2 months.
There you go.
Just hitting 30 years old. If he wins that title this year, like this.
I'm with you. I'm with you. You never give specifics, Jack. You set yourself up for failure. I'm with you. You're right.
Oh, I do. I'll just throw shit out there. I'll throw it into the wind and see where it sticks.
I'm with you. Is Bob here,
This is professional wrestling. Facts mean nothing.
Yes, I agree. Never let the truth get in the way. Never let the truth get in the way of a good story. Never.
That's right. Exactly. Yep. Here we go.
History planet.
What's
Hi,
up,
Bob.
O'Neil?
Hi, Jack. What's up, guys? Joseph, you're looking well.
Thanks, mate. You nearly killed me last week when we watched TNA together, but I appreciate it. You actually know we had good fun. It was more the
Yeah, no, we had a good time. Go check that out if you haven't checked it out yet.
Where can you find that, Robert O'Neil?
The Distraction on Patreon. You could pay as little as $1 a month, I'm told.
There you go.
I'm having a kid. Can't afford it.
mouths to feed, pal.
Fair. All right, O'Neil. You ready?
I am. History planet. Okay. Hey, everyone. So welcome to Robert O'Neil's Hot Corner, the Distraction's exclusive home for Major League Baseball content. We have a great guest today. Jack Crosby from CBS Sports is joining us. Jack,
Rob,
how's it going?
thank you very much. Rob, thank you very much for having me to chat some baseball. Finally, we have some rationality here.
So I want to start with the topic that everyone's been talking about. There's been, 6 no-hitters so far in the first 7 weeks of the year. Do you think that's a problem? Are they being devalued?
I think they are being devalued. They are being there's a serious issue in Major League Baseball right now. Because growing up, a no-hitter to me, that was like the holy grail. A perfect game. Oh God, let's not even talk about that. But just a no-hitter was the holy grail.
Yeah.
Now these guys are dropping them, once, sometimes 2 times a week. I'm not for it.
No, and you know what the thing is? The baseballs obviously were messed with a couple of years ago to increase offense, and now they've clearly kind of overcorrected them, and it's just not great.
Hey, Clayton Kershaw, obviously best pitcher of this generation.
Mm.
If that guy is going out there and saying, hey, there's a problem, I'm going to listen to him.
Yeah. So, Jack, let's move on. Let's talk about your Yankees. They've turned it around the past few weeks. They came out of the gate a little slow, and now here they are, looking like the Yankees I think we all expected them to look like.
This is good stuff, although the injuries, not a fan of that. Speaking of no-hitters, Corey Kluber throws one. Great moment. 12th no-hitter in Yankees franchise history. Then his shoulder falls out of his body. But a lot of good things are happening. We're going to get a look at young prospect Estevan Florial this weekend. Got called up from AAA, wearing the Yankees AAA Rail Riders hat right now, as a matter of fact, for this segment. I support AAA baseball.
I appreciate that. That means a lot. Mike Trout got injured earlier this week. That's obviously not great for the sport, but it kind of opens up the AL MVP race when that guy's not a part of it. You figure he misses 4 to 6 weeks. He's not going to be a part of it. Who do you think can step up and kind of take home the AL MVP this year?
I still think it should be Ohtani.
Mm.
I mean, look, I'm one of those people. When you the V stands for valuable. And I mean, when you got a pitcher who can pitch like him and hit bombs, I mean, look, if he keeps up the pace he's on, you can't deny it. You can't do it. Egregious.
No, and when you have a guy who can hit and pitch, it's just such a rare thing that we've never seen. But yeah, no, Jack, I think that's all the time we have. Thanks for joining us on the inaugural edition of Robert O'Neil's Hot Corner, and I hope we can talk to you again sometime soon.
This was great stuff. Thank you for having me on, Rob.
Got 10 seconds, pal.
Yeah, I didn't have the time the whole time. It was close enough. It worked. Everyone loved it.
What do you mean it was close enough? What's that supposed to mean?
Rob hits me up the other day with, I got this great bit. They're going to love it.
Look, our viewership tanked during it. Thanks. But
when he told me we're just going to talk about baseball, I said, I'm in.
Thank God for the sound effect, because the sound effect saved that entire thing. And if he would have timed it better, I mean, maybe it's funnier that he did it. He's like, I think that's all the time we got. And then it's like, now you got 20 seconds.
I love how professional, Jack. Jack, why are you never like that when we ask you wrestling questions? You're never like, well, thanks, guys. Here we go.
Because Pro wrestling, Major League Baseball, they sit in two different areas of my brain.
Fair.
When you say pro wrestling to me, I lean back, I crack open a beer, and I go, "Yeah, let's fucking talk about it."
I put my headphones there, come back, and Jack's going, "We have a problem in Major League Baseball. Let me tell you." And Bob's going, "Yeah, what are these guys doing on the Distraction podcast?" This was promised to us. Jeremy, explain what we saw in the chat. It's going to be hilarious. They were so excited about this bullshit.
It's great stuff.
Yeah,
I didn't listen to any of it, so it might have been. I don't know.
O'Neill, I don't get baseball. O'Neill was like, I got a great bit. Jack knows about it. You two are gonna love it, and I'm just like, fuck. I doubt it. Ray Callahan says, Jack, move back the mound. Bob, if he's still here. Jack, what do you think? Should they move back the mound?
Give it another year or two. Let's see if this becomes an actual trend, and if it does, then we talk about moving that mound back. Very offended. I'm a very offended human being right now.
I have no idea what that even means. Honestly, I don't. I'm sorry, folks. When you do the cricket corner free, Bob, I mean, it's wrong. Start talking shop. We'll be great.
Joseph, one day I'm gonna have you. Although, look, I'm a big Premier League soccer fan.
You are. I actually wore the Tottenham shirt today just to pop you because I know it would be great.
I just got my wife surprised me. I put it on Twitter. My wife surprised me yesterday with the new Arsenal away jersey.
You guys are killing it. Like kit-wise, you guys are looking sharp. The team is kind of shit.
It's beautiful. That new away jersey is gorgeous, and she went and bought it for me.
That's great stuff. You can't argue with that. We're not going to talk about Premier League football, folks. So for the 10 of you that stayed through the last segment, you can stick with us. I don't actually know what we're talking about.
Yeah, I don't. Jack, you wanna talk any WWE?
What's happening in the World Wrestling Federation these days?
No one knows. No one's paying attention to it.
They cut Vanessa Ball, so the stock is.
I like the decision to do Money in the Bank as the first pay-per-view with a crowd. So they did the little flip on the schedule. I like that because that'll be hot for them. Who wins?
They didn't flip anything. That's the thing. They didn't flip anything. This is supposed to be Extreme Rules, wasn't it?
We need to talk about this. This is important.
Wait, no. Backlash?
Oh, I don't know.
Wait,
I don't
Backlash?
know. Who cares?
It's fun.
WrestleMania April. Backlash May. Oh no, because now this is going to annoy me.
Yeah, I think it is supposed to be Extreme Rules, or I think it was supposed to be Money in the Bank. But why'd they do Hell in a Cell? Why didn't they just do
Here's the thing,
Extreme
guys.
Rules? And
Jeremy, you may remember this, Jack. I don't know, but when we were scheduling, when Jack was last up in for WrestleMania, I want to say, or the draft show, you did the draft show.
Yeah, the draft show.
You go. We're like, you come back for the big four pay-per-views, right? And you go, yeah, get me in for Money in the Bank. I was like, why don't you bring back Money in the Bank? You're now bringing it. You love the Money in the Bank, don't you?
I do. I'm actually. I know. I see a lot of people saying, maybe it's run its course. I like the Money in the Bank gimmick still. I do.
Why? Do you have a reason, Jack?
Because there's at least the possibility that it could be utilized correctly with the right person. I understand WWE's not great at, finding that, but sometimes they do. There's the possibility that on the right person, it's gold, and especially if you can, the right winner, the right cash in, it's still exciting.
Mm-hmm. So, when was the last time they did that, Jack?
Holy shitballs. That's why I said possibility. There's the opportunity to do something really great.
Okay.
Jack, we love you. We're treating you like Louis Dangor right now. All right.
No, I'm not gonna, because I have a question. I have a different question for Jack. This is a more positive one. Okay, all like this. Okay. Paint a picture. You can close your eyes and imagine this. Money in the Bank, live crowd, fall and pray. Karrion Kross comes out from the main roster debut. Okay. Karrion Kross grabs the briefcase, the shiny briefcase. He pulls that thing down, and what for your fandom? What happens at that point? Do you just block Tony Khan and move back? Are you fully like WWE Network guy? You add your favorite superstars to the account thing on Peacock? What's the? I'm excited. I want to know. I'm excited because just thinking about it, I see you smiling. What are you telling me?
After I get done weeping. Just not crying. That's not sobbing, but weeping. After I get done weeping, I'll say, "Hey, good for him." Because the bottom line is my be all end all in professional wrestling right now. One person is Wardlow.
Yes,
everything I do Like I position everything in my mind is Wardlow. Like I talk about, I can't wait until Hangman Page gets that moment, blah, blah, blah. The second that happens, you guys bring me on the show. The first thing I say is I can't wait for Wardlow to kick the shit out of that cowboy and take that goddamn title.
You just actually said everything I do, I position around Wardlow.
Everything in life.
Jack. The wife is going into labor. Wardlow is just on the television. You don't know what he's doing, but he's about to come out. He's on television. What's happening here, Jack? What's going on?
You're doing great, honey.
Wardlow. Breathing techniques.
That's the funniest shit. You said it so sincerely too, right?
Look, it's not a bit anymore. Like my guy Wardlow, I don't know if you saw it today. He's out here doing muscle and fitness interviews.
Yeah,
this guy, we got to get this guy strapped up before Hollywood takes him.
He's pretty great. I'm with you.
You got to get Wardlow strapped up before Hollywood just sweeps him away.
Jack, how old is Wardlow?
Oh God. Oh God!
Wow.
Look how nervous Jack is.
No, I legit. Yeah, no, because I legit. No, I knew Hangman was in his 20s.
Okay, good.
He's from Ohio.
Wardlow is 31.
33.
Oh, close.
Not too bad.
Just close enough.
Batista. Tough. Short window, pal. Get in there before he comes Drax.
But Dave Batista, when he started wrestling, he was 51. Now he's 75.
True. This is something to talk about, right? Jeremy, you might have to help me on the source. A legitimate scoopster is suggesting the Big Dog and John Cena, right? Did you see this today, Jeremy?
Yeah.
Can you have the source? I genuinely don't know who he is. I apologize. I know it's
Andrew Zarian from Mad Men.
Thank you. I appreciate
it. Did he suggest that or report it?
He basically very strongly hinted
Yes.
at it. Yeah.
For SummerSlam?
Yeah, for SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
I would be okay. See, that's one of those people would cry about it, but if you're gonna do, especially if you're gonna do Allegiant Stadium for SummerSlam, why the F not?
Let him cry.
It's a big match.
The GOAT John Cena returning. Let him cry.
Because if they're doing SummerSlam at Allegiant Stadium, there's gonna be some batshit crazy matches.
I need to ask Jeremy this. I'm going to do it on air. I'm sorry, Jeremy. How did you react to this week featured one of John Cena's first public moments. For a wrestler, he's done very well to avoid these moments. My take was, I'm certainly shocked to find out that John Cena is a company man. It's very, very surprising news to me. Was you very upset? Did you burn any Cena shirts or armbands or caps or chains? Rap albums, motion pictures, socks, jean shorts. False. Oh, he's a coward, an absolute coward. Jack, I apologize. I just wanted to see what Jeremy said, and he's an absolute coward. And just fraudulent behavior, which I should expect from a C Nation member.
John Cena learned this week, don't bite the hand that feeds.
Listen, man, he's a WWE guy. He knows the deal. You get the fuck out of the way of those spires as soon as possible, right? That's how you do it. I can't believe Jared. Wow. See, I support wrestlers of morality, like Randall Keith Orton. He would never to make such a public misstep. So I can't relate. Do we have anything else to talk about?
Throwback has a super chat that says Bruins versus Islanders. Who wins? The fans. Throwback. The fans.
The Bruins, man. Fuck yeah, it's the Bruins. I know all about it. I don't even know what sport it is. I'm going to be honest with you.
I will pull my own teeth before I watch hockey.
Wow, that's very mean, Jack.
I need to ask Jess, what's the deal with you and last night you tweeted something, I can't remember what, but you was like, no AEW. And you said something that you were going to watch the Phillies or something.
Yeah.
What's your deal? Are you just not watch the NBA at all? What's the deal?
The NBA is a weird thing. Since I was a little kid, I'd watch NBA games when I could if they were on the TV. Playoffs, I'd watch just about all the playoffs. There's something about this season. I don't know what it is. I didn't get into any of the regular season. Then when the playoffs were approached, I was just like, I kind of don't give a shit. Oh, and I have the 76ers hat here.
The Sixers are really good. That's our team, Jack. Come on, man. What are you doing?
No, it was weird. I was even telling my wife not too long ago. Like when I found out the playoffs were coming up, I was like, I just kind of don't care.
Wow.
I'll watch the finals, probably the conference finals and then the NBA finals. But like to watch these, I'm not watching these.
I feel like this show has got like really solemn and sad. I don't know. It may be my fault. I apologize, folks, but I just had questions to ask. The answers I got were pretty tough.
Yeah, usually I'm a casual NBA viewer.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't hate basketball or anything, but
right, because I see I've seen you like live tweet college games.
I work
Right.
in college. Like I do college football and college basketball for CBS Sports. Like I love college basketball. Yeah, the NBA was always just going, I'll watch it when I watch it.
This isn't even podcast anymore, is it? We're just like we're just sitting there having a conversation, just having a catch up, and people are tuning in on it. I don't know. I think that's everything. I feel like I've like really just sunk this show. I really feel I have this last few minutes.
No,
like
the baseball talk.
Wait.
This show.
We didn't each predict who the surprise is in the Battle Royal.
I've got Gage. I've got Gage locked in. I don't know what you guys got.
Jack?
Paul White.
He's doing commentary for it. He's going
to do that. Yeah, he's going to do that thing they do in WWE all the time.
Wait, they have him on commentary for it?
For the Battle Royal, yeah.
Really thought this one through.
He's going to do the Jerry Lawler bit where he stands up and he's got his gear, takes off the jacket, he's got his gear on.
Yeah, okay. But I'm curious about the Gage thing though. So Gage doesn't interact with Moxley at all, or
it's Gage. It's going to be Gage, and
he makes 2 appearances.
No, it will just be that. I don't think he'll do anything with Moxley. I just think
he's the whole show. He comes out after he kills Moxley. After Moxley wins the tag titles, he's in the Battle Royal. Then he comes out and kills Omega as well. Just build the promotion around Nick Gage.
Sure, man. I mean, Jack, if he wrestles Wardlow on TNT, if they do Nick Gage Wardlow on TNT, Jack may just pack it down.
I've had so many people ask me, like, what's your, like, just casual wrestling viewers, like people I work with, they're like, what's your obsession with this Nick Gage guy? And I'm like, he's the best. You don't you just don't understand. Then they watch that Dark Side of the Ring and they're like, I had a few that were like, I get this guy. I was like, see,
that seems scary though. Like, Get is a strong shit. He does. He's great. I can't believe we spoke about him this much, but I feel like this is a thing we do every week now, Jeremy. So
it's not bullshit either. Like what Moxley said about Vince would kill to have one person who can connect with people like Gage can.
People got very upset. They got very upset and misunderstood.
But it's true.
They were like,
it's 100% true.
Yeah, but the people they responded and went, yeah, but Natty has 4 million Instagram followers. And it's like, no, it's not. That's not what they mean, you know?
I was so excited to write that headline. I was like, oh, yeah, people are going to be pissed about this one.
They were very upset.
Yeah, whatever. Jack?
Okay. Jack did ask what our Money in the Bank predictions are.
Why do we predict Money in the Bank?
Jack asked. He loves Money in the Bank.
I don't know. Alexa Bliss and Lily.
Why is Jeremy gone really quiet, or is this just me?
Yeah, Jeremy got really quiet.
He's just like whispering into the microphone.
Alexa Bliss and Lily are gonna win.
It's gone, bro.
Jeremy's like, Alexa Bliss and Lily.
Not even that loud. It was much louder than that.
Is this better?
That's much better. Yeah.
I don't know what happened, but the volume on my mic went low for some. Alexa Bliss and Lily are winning Money in the Bank.
Okay, Jack, who you got? I know you love Money in the Bank.
Oh Christ, I have no idea. I was asking you guys.
The Karrion Kross.
I don't friggin' know.
Karrion Kross and Scarlett.
Okay, fine. Great job, guys.
I was ready to end the show, Joseph. You're like, we got to talk about Money in the Bank. We got predictions.
He's our guest. He loves Money in the Bank.
Jeremy's like, we got to end the show. Joseph's like, you want to review SummerSlam 92 while we're here? Pop it on the Peacock really quick. We'll watch it.
Next time. We'll do that next time. We got it.
That's something I'd love. That's something I'd love to do with you guys in the future. A watch along or something.
Yes, we'll do that.
I'd love to do that with you guys.
Let us know when you're free. Just let us know when you're free.
There you go.
We watch shit all the time. We're about to jump on Twitch right now, twitch.tv/Fightful Gaming. Probably watch some more Anderson Silva fights like we did the other week. That was fun. Right, Joseph?
That's very fun. No one watched it, but it was very fun.
Who cares? Jack, plug whatever you'd like to plug.
You could just follow me on Twitter at jcrosbycbs.
All right, there
That's
we go.
it.
Joseph,
That's all I got.
you have anything?
What have I got? I don't know. I don't know if I sound creative. I need to start thinking and planning these things out, folks. It's getting worse every week. I don't know if I should pitch everything that I do. It's a lot of stuff. I don't know. I'm just going to say follow Jack. Because I said earlier, listen, Jack, we love having you on. As often as you want to come on, you'll be on. But I don't want you to be merely a cog on our very shitty wheel here. You know, so I do want to say, everyone, you know, show love to Jack. He's an original supporter of the show, one of the great guests. Go support him. He's very good.
Love this show. I love it. Love being with you guys.
Jack will be back, I assume, next week or the week after. Whenever Money in the Bank is, that's next weekend, right?
I'm still on vacation next Thursday.
Jack will be back next Thursday. Everybody, youtube.com/Fightful. Leave us a thumbs up, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. You can go to Fightful Select. Sean's got a bunch of news about a bunch of stuff. I don't know actually what we've got. He's got interviews coming out. I don't know if I can spoil what interviews, but he's got interviews that are coming out. He's going to be in Jacksonville with a bunch of dorks this weekend doing stuff. I've tried to pay him off to punch Chris Van Vliet. I don't know if that'll happen, but hopefully it does. You can go to the Distraction Patreon, Distraction Choice, patreon.com/the. I could spoil. Alexander Wolf. Sean spoke with the Alexander Wolf, who just got unfortunately released. You can go to Distraction. To what's our Patreon, Joseph? Patreon.com/the Distraction. That's it, right?
I actually did something like kind of good on there, bro. People should read that. It was actually not bad.
No, everything we do on there is like terrible.
I know, but I thought I'd just make a change for once.
Okay, I don't like that. You gotta run those changes by me.
You're right. I didn't know it was going to happen. I started writing. I was like, this doesn't suck. It's okay.
We'll be on Twitch here shortly. Twitch.tv/Fightful Gaming. Jack, are you going to be on Twitch with us?
No, actually, I do have some things I have to get done.
I thought you said you were still on vacation. What are we doing? Jack's like, I gotta watch these Wardlow matches in preparation for Sunday. All right, everybody. Twitch.tv/Fightful Gaming. We'll catch you over there. We'll be back next week. Talk Double or Nothing Fallout, and I don't know if other stuff happens in wrestling. We'll talk to y'all later on.